Hi, my name is Aryan Sethia. I completed my 12th in 2023. I scored 98.8% in 12th, and in 10th I scored 95.8%. I converted IIM Rohtak. I believe one should start preparing from at least 1 year itself. I joined Ajay sir Examnest the last year in the June itself, and I could see my development the whole year. I could see the giving the speed mock test, the practice mock test. It helped me, and practice is one thing that is very important in IPM. You have to, if you want to clear the exam, the written exam, you have to practice. Ajay sir helped me a lot in doing for Examnest Lotus education. Other than that, one should also practice a lot by himself. The workbooks that I was provided in Examnest helped me a lot. Other than that, I also practiced the speed mock test, the practice mock test that was given. I also learned the concepts from NCRT books, the 11th, 12th NCRT books. You have to very thoroughly revise those also. That can help you a lot, especially in your exams. Well, to be very honest, it was a bit hard in the starting, but it was a continuous effort, I believe. So it was more of adjusting to the situation than managing it. I also allocated different times for different subjects, and I ensured that I complete a short checklist every week. So my strategy was ABC, identify the correct questions and then attempt it perfectly. I was able to attempt many questions, but the main strategy was, of course, as I said, attempt the right questions. I waited for 3 to 4 minutes before starting to attempt a question. I looked at all the questions. I went through each and every question, just a short glance, 10, 20 seconds. That's enough. That's enough. And you'll get to know you can solve the question or you cannot solve the question. And once I understood which questions I could solve, I immediately got onto that and solved those questions only. And that helped me a lot to solve as many correct questions as I could. My weak areas were mostly math, as I was a non-math student, especially the higher math aspect, the algebra, trigonometry, logarithms, indices, all these aspects. And a lot of help was the Ajay classes. And other than that, practicing, as I said earlier, it was practicing and remembering the concepts, how you can apply them. Because in math, I filled notebooks and notebooks of just practicing, and that helped me a lot. Remembering the formulas is not enough. So firstly, interview prepared, I researched a lot, be it general knowledge, be it your current affairs, be it your academic. You have to research about every and each aspect of this. And Ajay sir guided me through all this in a very helpful manner. He even organized many interviews with the HSBC head and all. I got to know how can an interview actually happen in the real life. I could predict questions. I could prepare for questions that the interviewer might ask. So my interview experience was kind of good. I had two panelists, one male and one female. The first panelist asked me questions. There was no introduction for me. He simply started with the question, what is inflation and why is it important? So I took a pause of 1 second to process, and then I started answering. This is one thing that everyone should follow. Then take a pause rather than just attacking the question right on. Following with inflation, I talked about CPI, Consumer Price Index. Though then we got into the depth of Consumer Price Index. Like, this is one thing that I noticed a lot. Whatever you talk about, that is the only point that they can attack you or counter you. So whatever you speak until unless you know everything, or else you don't. Other than that, we discussed about stock market, the prices of Sensex and Nifty. There was also a puzzle question. I was asked whether if there is a situation where at the same time you can have a stock out and excess inventory. So I asked her, could I take 30 seconds to think about it? Then I thought about it in a logical manner. What can happen? Like, if there's a same situation where at the same time you have stock out and excess inventory. Then the other panel asked me which hobby inspires you the most. So that those were HR questions. Academically, very theoretical based questions I was not asked. It was more of a practical application of those economic questions. I was also asked how can RBI control the inflation. So I talked about the qualitative measures, repo rate. Following which I was also given extempore on social entrepreneurship. So I talked about the definition of social entrepreneurship. I also remembered a company, it was the name of Kind. It was a multi-billion-dollar company. It works on the same principle of social entrepreneurship. I also talked in that extempore about my own idea of social entrepreneurship. I would personally say my experience at Examnest was amazing. I joined last year, and throughout the last year, I still remember every day 8 to 10 sir used to take sessions. And even in the sessions, it was not as if you get bored or anything. Sir used to ask questions and you have to answer those questions. So we always had that engaging connect with Examnest. When I was shortlisted for IIM Rohtak, the interview preparation for IIM Rohtak, I believe my selection in IIM Rohtak is completely because of Ajay sir, and I would not have done it. Be it any other institute, I would not have achieved that achievement. Exam Examnest as an institute has a very personal touch that other institutes do not. They do it very objectively. They do not have their personal touch, taking care of every student, their weakness and strength. That is one thing that I believe Examnest helped me a lot. I would, for me, it was a bit tough because of course, the math aspect. But if you prepare well, have the right guidance, it is not. Be it, of course, approximately 10 to 15,000 people apply for IPMAT, be it Rohtak or Indore, and a very 100 to 200 people are only selected. So it is tough. But if you do the right preparation and the right guidance, it is not tough. Trust me, I'm a North math student, and math's a very important aspect of both Indore and Rohtak exam. But I cleared it, so I believe it is not tough if you have the right preparation, the right guidance. It is not tough.